Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. I don't know why I'm talking in this voice, it's probably really annoying. Let's stop that. Last run was wild. We did have a death at the start of it because we accidentally played as Apollyon like some sort of idiot. TD8MQ3TA with Mom's Key and Jar of Flies. Stats, I mean, rate of fire, oh my god. Rate of fire and damage, pretty poor. Speed's good. Start with the bomb. Small rock would be very useful early. Dude! Okay, can't complain. Let's be a little ballsy even. Come in here, we get per throw. Alright, not immediately that useful. And we have kind of needlessly lowered our HP to a point that's a little dicey. But I actually think we've got very little to worry about now. Now our speed is not so good because of small rock. However, our damage and rate of fire are also better. I feel like I now am learning so much about items that I didn't know before now that I've got this stat screen. Like, I knew small rock was a damage up. I never before knew that it was a speed downgrade until maybe like 3 weeks ago. And then, now I'm like, it's a tears up too? It's a whole new world. I don't think we really want Crow's Heart. There are some situations, I'd imagine, in which could see it being useful. I don't think we're in that situation right now. Now, Stompy is potentially quite dangerous, to be honest with you. However, it is also pretty useful right now. I don't necessarily want to crack open, like, every single rock in the game. I think it would be cool if Stompy allowed you to open stone chests by walking over them, but they might be treated differently by the game itself. So, I mean, they clearly are treated differently by the game itself. That might be, like, by design. Just saying, if you can walk on rocks, maybe, you know, being able to walk on, chests sort of makes a little bit of sense. Not that that's the most important thing when it comes to game design, I suppose. But anyway, you get the idea. I don't think it would make it overpowered. I think it would just be a nice Easter egg touch. We got bombs now. Yes, we do. We got bombs. How about you? This run is actually very good. Plus, we look like a character from Skyrim. I'm okay with that. Let's move on. So we're not really prioritizing. Let's see if we get red hearts. No red hearts. There's a red heart. Oh, shit. No, I'm definitely not stepping on any mushrooms now. That health downgrade is brutal right here. It's like the Keeper Daily all over again. Hopefully there was not another Keeper Daily recently that's going to be confusing there. But we should still be fine. We're kind of like a slightly worse version of Judas, but with a really good spacebar item right now. It would be really good to get a Spirit Heart. I mean, I'm going to take it anyway. It might matter that we took it right away. But we got to be pretty aggro on our rerolls here, to be honest with you. And by rerolls, I mean the one single reroll we have access to. But sincerely, we need, if possible, an HP upgrade or some spirit. I guess we're getting an HP upgrade now regardless. So what do we get? Speed. Honestly, that might strike you as like the best time ever to take a per throw play, but I think we do need a speed upgrade to dodge as well. Speed is a stat that I've been valuing a lot more recently, so I'm not sad to see a little bit more of it show up. What I am hoping for, you know, we're closing in on enough money to make a Spirit Heart happen. I actually stand by our decision to dodge there. She's got decisions to dodge. She's got decisions to dodge. Yeah. Okay, 5 cents. That's where we want to be. So, okay. Careful. There we go. We got enough money, but then immediately after we got a Spirit Heart directly, which saves us a lot of hassle, to be honest with you. So, I'm actually feeling like we're sitting pretty right now. Please give me, like, Mr. Boom, or, you know, just a bunch of bombs is actually also fine. And our money's kind of ridiculous. I mean, this is what happens when you get chests. So, I am happy, happy that most of those have shown up, or a lot of those have shown up this early. What I was going to say earlier before we took that health down pill is, I'm not that invested in the streak right now. So, if we get a chance to strike out and, get some new synergies. Like, maybe we should have taken Crowheart just to take it, but we would have lost our deal with the Devil Chance very early on this run. And there is still the booster pack to explore as well, so it's not like I don't think we passed up zaniness necessarily by not taking the Crow's Heart. You know, we don't need to force the zany archetype. There's still all sorts of items I've barely experienced, or at least a few items I've barely experienced. Plus, let's be honest, the most important thing, a lot of Eden hairstyles I haven't had time to fully appreciate. That's the big deal. Okay, we've made it. We probably don't want that yet. So I think we should take this. Perthrow, don't really want that. Grab the HP. I was really hoping that would work out into an item we actually did want to take. Preferably something that would give us some HP. But, that's alright. So we basically got dark matter for free. It's actually not that amazing, but it's certainly better than getting nothing, which is what often happens in those situations. And we're picking up loads of free bombs as well. Still looking for a little bit of pace, though. Like, the Jar of Flies is amazing, but of course it gets better as our damage gets better, and our damage is merely okay. You know, we have above average damage for sure, and below average rate of fire. So I'm not going to say it balances out to be average. I think it's a little above average, but far from stellar. Like, Incubus wouldn't write a song about it, probably. I mean, I don't tell them what to do, but we are really close friends. Lard is not takeable, I think. Our speed is too precious to us to sustain, you know, 2 speed downs. We can make do without HP. It's a little harder to make do long-term without speed. I forgot that as soon as we use that, it would teleport us. Which is probably bad, but I like the flexibility it gives us. So we'll just use Alright, maybe we do want to drop the broken remote. I like the ability to teleport whenever we please, but it's probably a little overkill right now, it's fair to say. There's a chest in here as well, which we didn't get. So, well, you know, thank God we went back for that. Do we want to buy a Spirit Heart? We may wish to buy a Spirit Heart. What did we get? Okay, so it was bombs and keys. And we might get another 7-cent item. Yeah, so I think you go for it. And honest, I mean, we have enough keys. Pay to play is not that good if we are already doing fine on keys. So we're looking for a 7-cent item at the cost of, like, several bombs. Sure, another Spirit Heart would be fine. But I'm willing to take a chance here. Oh, that's what we're looking for. Champion Belt. We'll just get the heck out of town. There's nothing much left for us, to be honest with you, in this mixed up world. Little short on time for boss rush, but otherwise, honestly, we're executing the Isaac flowchart pretty well here. We got a lot of damage relative to where we started, basically doubled it. We got a good spacebar item, a spacebar item we can anchor our whole run around. And then we got some certain foibles to work around as well. We got to be careful about stepping on things because they will potentially explode. But apart from that, we got a fun run going on here. Honestly, no real joy in fighting you guys for me, so take you out thusly. Right now, the big priority for us, of course, like HP. We did sacrifice, effectively, a little HP on that floor to preserve our speed, but I would do it again. We could really make good use of a Tears upgrade in particular, though. Doesn't have to be Sad Onion. Just, you know, not a Tears downgrade. I think this is a bad time to get Eve's Mascara. An item that I've actually come around on, if I'm being honest. I think Eve's Mascara, I now believe that there are some good times to use it. Again, it was like this highly influential Reddit thread. Highly influential for me, at least. That was like, you know, what's your favorite item in the game that's actually bad? Or that most people think is bad. People were like, Eve's Mascara. It's so easy to break the tier cap of the game that Eve's Mascara usually results in more DPS lost. Or sorry, more DPS gained. Versus it just being neutral or even costing you. However, there's something to be said for knockback at some points. Like, being able to consistently hit enemies and push them in the direction you want them to go has a subtle but meaningful effect. Which is why I prefer to... If I don't think that Eve's Mascara is going to help us a ton, I usually pass it by, but we might start rethinking that strat to some extent. Thank you for not exploding. Some of these guys are about to pop here. Probably go to the shop right away. Friends till the end. No spirit hearts. Bit of a bummer. We're entering a little bit of a slow part here, which actually probably stands to define, like, the rest of the run. Locust of Pestilence, very good. And, oh, right. Careful. We could have easily fucked up our deal with the Devil Chance, like, right there. We know this? No. One makes you larger. Basically irrelevant. Locust of Pestilence is awesome, though, so... We could have gone with, Just run. We could have gone with... Oh, that was so close. Ringworm, but Ringworm is actually a bad trinket, and let's be honest, I've done my time when it comes to Ringworm. Every single one of those worm trinkets, I've given a chance to. They usually end up being bad. Sometimes, you know, you get lucky, you get a sweet little brimstone payout or something like that, and, you know, the world's your oyster. The world is your very novel-looking oyster. I'm not saying Bighorn needs an HP nerf. I'm just saying dude lasts for a million fucking years every time we face him, ever. He is dead, though. We get meat. We'll take it. Should just be 0.3. Yeah, 0.29. I don't know if we have a damage down modifier. I'm not suggesting that we do, but I really thought it was 0.3, not 0.29. The Isaac community tends to be very specific, you know? And it sounds like I'm meaning that to be a backhanded compliment, but I really don't. It's a good thing to have, you know, non-ambiguity when you're talking about, you know, things for which arithmetic might matter. So we might have, like, a very mild damage downgrade, like a 10% damage downgrade, or like a 3% damage downgrade, actually. I can't say for certain, so who knows, but that was actually a very lucky dodge. But we're probably going to lose our Spirit Heart regardless, because my intention is to go to the Curse Room. Now, I took Guillotine because I'm desperate, if I'm being honest. The more... That's pretty bad. The more damage we can get, and in particular tiers, which Guillotine does lower our tier cap, which is very nice, the better off we are. But admittedly, this could be the sort of thing that has a disproportionately horrible impact on our run. I think that it's actually mostly good, though. So we get a Hermit card. Generally speaking, we'd probably want to use that Hermit card to get out of Boss Rush. I think we'll probably try to use it because we're already 2 minutes behind schedule. We'll hold it, and we'll use it in a situation in which maybe it makes sense to just save a key. Maybe we've got 15 cents already, we don't want to backtrack, use this instead. And if we can use it to get out of Boss Rush, then awesome. But, you know what, we'll probably actually just use it to get out of this Curse Room right away. It is at least some value. I also don't mind taking the Guillotine in this situation because we have, like, more guaranteed sources of damage. Jar of Flies are basically powerful homing tiers. 2 of Clubs. That means worth the 5 cents. They're basically powerful homing tiers, so to be able to have something that basically does guaranteed damage means that missing a certain percentage of our shots is not worth that much. 18% deal with the devil? But why? I got hit, I lost a black heart. I don't understand. Wait, did I lose a red heart on the way into the Curse Room? I am a moron, aren't I? I might be an idiot. I really think that spending so much time on YouTube it's allowed me to make some great connections in my brain. Like, in terms of, like, improvising parody song lyrics, I'm the smartest I've ever been. But sometimes I type something in Twitch chat and there's like 8 spelling errors that I'm aware of the difference between like goodbye and buy, as in like I'm going to make a purchase. Sometimes I'll be like, bye Austin, and then I type it B-U-Y, and then I'm sure chat's going, is this guy okay? He's like educated at like a 3rd grade level? No, I've just spent too much time on the internet. My brain is like, oh, you don't need these little, you know, spelling and grammar modules anymore. Just replace that with all of the lyrics from The Saga Begins by Weird Al Yankovic. And honestly, that's sadly a choice for which I'm being, you know, rewarded. Not that I'm complaining, I suppose, but, Yeah, get a little smaller here. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna play a little bit more here. Plus, let's not forget about all the parts of my brain used to make me so good at the Binding of Isaac, which of course we all know is the truth. Again, I'm not really trying to make a huge play here in record time or anything like that. Just trying to get enough to play this dude again. Come on. You know you want to give me the payout here. It's getting a little silly. I don't really want to use all of my keys. But we are pretty much done here. Let's use our last key, go to the item room. Lucky Foot. Definitely should have had this before we did more playing. We do have a respawn, but as what? When did we get this respawn? Not worth it. No, sincerely, when did we get this respawn? Have we had it the whole game? Luckfoot Champion Belt. I don't even know what that is, but I think it's the belt speed upgrade. Mr. Dolly, Jar of Flies. That's not a respawn. That's a single fly in Jar of Flies. Hey, you might, like, be, like, facepalming, but at least he figured it out before he killed himself to try to take advantage of a Judas's shadow that did not exist. At least that's my perspective on it. Okay, Compass is good. You're next to go here. And that's just more money. There we go. We did get a red heart out of it. You know this guy's paying out soon. And when I say you know, I mean you hope. Okay, so the speed upgrade is very useful. The range upgrade is irrelevant. I think we straight up just book it to the next floor. Not really interested in getting to the boss rush, but the possibility is there. Although this puts a damper on things. Oh, it's so good. This is actually, like, amazingly good. Oh, right, we have Stompy, so we didn't need to use any bombs. But we still got 5 bombs back there. We have no keys right now. So you definitely go back and play this guy. With our newfound luck, I'm expecting better payouts. Okay, we're just gonna leave because this makes for, like, the easiest possible double play there. Health up. Dude, sick. This is probably a secret room. It is not greed, but it is Cursed Eye, an item that I have no respect for whatsoever at this point in my life. Probably a better Locust. And then Mom's Bottle of Pills, which gave us a one makes you larger pill. I'm just taking those for, you know, posterity at this point. Don't use bombs to heal yourself yet, because you might be able to get duplicate value. Might be able to, you know, blow up an enemy, gain access to a secret room, and then heal yourself simultaneously. Plus, red hearts just exist. They can just make their way to us. Hey, Ruka, buddy. You know, the food dish has rotated. You know, it's 6:05 p.m., buddy. You don't want to... You're asleep now. Why... You're living a suboptimal life here. I wouldn't point it out if it didn't bother me, but... You come to my room, you beg for food. Eventually you fall asleep and the food dish rotates. What if you just fell asleep until the food dish rotated, and then you came in my room and weren't hungry, so you just relaxed? Anyway, for anyone following the very self-serving saga of the Ruka Food Chronicles, he has reached a healthy weight. As a result, he's now starting to be fed his maintenance level of calories. So he's done it. He's achieved his goal on this weight loss plan. Now it's time to just, you know, reinforce those healthy choices that he has no choice but to make, because we control every single aspect of his cat life, of course. Ball of Tar is just okay, but we are going to be stomping a lot, so... As I leave, believe I'm stomping, but when I come back, boy, I'm coming straight out of Compton. We have a 100% devil chance here, which is actually, like... I'm very eager to see this, because the run has gotten good. We got a great rate of fire, we got good damage. But I would love to make it a little better. Mostly because we do have, guillotine, so I think it would benefit us to be stronger because we're gonna take more damage, probably. And the orbital is still like, with the orbital, which is also us, is still the best way of dealing damage in our situation here, so. We just want to make sure that we're insulated. But if I'm being honest, we're probably fine. We didn't take an I'm excited pill. These guys are just fucking wicked fast. Goodwill Hunting 2 is about these guys, no doubt. You thought it was just a lowly chub working as a boss and mini-boss in the Binding of Isaac. Turns out it's the fucking fastest creature in planet Earth's history. You want another episode of Northernlion Skype Corner? Nicholas just said, does anyone know if Jonathan Blow knows how to swim? Look, I think you're making a joke there. However, I do want to ask you, what would happen if any of us said yes? But beyond that, how would any of us know if Jonathan Blow knows how to swim? Even if, I don't know if Nick knows how to swim. I've known you for like 5 years or something like that. I don't know, I mean, I assume, if I encounter an adult, I assume they know how to swim. And that might not be fair. I don't mean to say that you're not a real adult if you don't know how to swim. If I'm being honest, that riding a bike and swimming were like two of the things that I'm most ashamed of how late that I started. But you shouldn't be ashamed of how late you started. You should be happy you eventually did them. But I didn't learn to ride a bike without training wheels until I was like 10. Even that's probably not that late, but it was late enough that, like, you know, I was hiding that information from kids in my class. And then I didn't take swimming lessons until I was like 11 or 12. So I eventually got good, or good enough to, you know, pass, you know, 6 or 7 levels of swimming at least. So I'm a competent swimmer. I wouldn't want to get caught in the undertow, but, you know, I can swim multiple strokes, if you know what I mean, ladies. But then I didn't get started until I was, we lost our HP. I didn't get started until I was way late into the endeavor. We fucked up our deal with the Devil Chance. That's so bad, but also so very Northernlion-y. So, like, my first 3 or 4 seasons of swimming was definitely, like, me as a nearly pubescent boy surrounded by, like, 7-year-olds. But, you know, it's gonna sound like that's embarrassing, and it was, but when it came time to do the conditioning tests at the end of each swimming module, you know, you do, like, basically you do races. I still feel like this room just sets you up for failure. It came time to do races, I fucking shellacked them. It was not even close. Honestly, like, I felt bad for their parents. You got, like, your 7-year-old son is racing against a 12-year-old in a swimming contest. I mean, it's an honor for them to just be there, I guess, but at the same time, they had no chance. So I always got great marks on my swimming lessons. Mind you, I did do them, you know, maybe 6 years after you're supposed to, but no shame in that, dude. It's like, you know, I take night classes. I'm probably, and it, you know, Cupid's arrow, I like it. You're like, I know you're already saying, oh, no kidding. But by the way, I'm probably the average age of the student in the night class, you know. There's a lot of people in their early 20s for sure. That's probably the biggest single demographic. And there's people in their mid to late 20s, which I would describe myself as late 20s. But then there's like a couple of dudes in the class in their 50s or 60s. And you know what? I'm sure that the first time they walked into that class, they said, oh, fuck, like, I'm doing this way late. I'm surrounded by people that are substantially younger than myself. I hope they did not feel that way. I hope they were like, dude, it's a sign of, like, personal growth to continue to learn at something. I don't want to say it's like, you know, an advanced stage, but you know what I mean. It's a sign of good progress to be like, you know, I can still improve myself at this stage in my life. So, you know, big ups to them. If you ever see someone, you know, maybe they're a little older than they should be to be doing something, you should say kudos to you, because it takes, you know, a lot of courage to do something later than it's supposed to. It's a lot easier to just be like, oh, I never figured out how to do that, so I'm just never gonna do it. I'm just gonna avoid it for the rest of my life. But you can't do that, man. You know? You can still get good at it. There's still time. Probably. I mean, if you're like 98 and you're watching this, I hope you've gotten the most out of your life. I'm not trying to be an asshole and say that you're gonna die soon, you know? Because you never know what Elon Musk's cooking up, and, you know, maybe you're in better health than I am. I mean, there's sometimes I get like a pain in my back when I wake up, and I'm like, I'm 28 years old. This is not supposed to be happening for a while. I don't have the black lung or something like that. I sit on my ass all day. But anyway, you know, I'm talking to like the, you know, the 15-year-olds who can't ride a bike, or the 13-year-olds out there, you know, haven't had their first kiss yet. You can still get good at kissing. Here's the trick. It's all in the mandible. Just stretch out your lower mandible, or as you other humans call it, just put your lips together and blow. Look. I'm role-playing an alien from the planet Zebulon. You're making this very awkward. Put on your bracelets, go down to No Clothes Family Day, and just fucking jam out, dude. At this point, we've missed Boss Rush. We've compromised so many of our own Devil Deal chances by just playing unnecessarily greedily. It's not even, like, ambition. It's really just laziness and greed right now. What we're gonna do, try to finesse our way into this shop. At the very least, if we could donate, we've already been to the shop. Was the shop greed? Is that where we got Dad's rotten coin? The shop was greed. Okay, so disregard that. We're totally moving on. Sorry to get your hopes up. What do you use the Algiz rune for? I'll probably hold it for the off chance that we go fight Hush, but the run is not looking hushable right now. Instead, we'll use it, I guess, maybe on one of the bosses we face or something. Guillotine, real good at handling the mom fight. No doubt about that. We're almost done with this one already. And it really is, you know, a testament to how important this orbital can be. Gonna grab the Polaroid. I think we're gonna take both of these because we may never get another deal with the devil chance again. Honestly, both of them are totally fine. Empty Vessel's better if we can get more deals with the devil. And Little Delirium, it varies room to room, but for the most part, I think it's okay. Oh, it's not a good direction to go right off the bat, to be honest with you. We may actually have a little crack at Boss Rush. But first... Oh, well, I guess the game is going to crash, so... That's a bummer. Just give it a minute. Give it a minute. There we go, it's back. It just had to instantiate the third level Meat Boy there. Instantiate a third level Meat Boy, baby. Careful here. You don't have Gimpy, so... You're really at the game's mercy when it comes to this. We want to get a half red heart and maybe play like crazy. By the way, in case the runs have not gone up yet, you know, I have been taking a crack at the last remaining achievements in the game. I'm not very task-oriented for the completion of Isaac, just because I know that the last achievement is a pain in the ass, but it's on my list, and not even, like, sarcastically like the checks in the mail, but actually it's not, you know? Like, I genuinely mean that it is on my list. I just need to drum up the intestinal fortitude to actually do it. Question mark card. That does not look like 14 flies. Honestly, we don't need the range. I'm going to play until 40 cents, let's say. You know, just a nice round number that is arbitrary, but gives us a good crack at getting a little bit more HP. What's better, Locust of Conquest or Locust of Death? Well, based on the fact that based on the fact that Death shows up earlier in the boss pool, I'm going to say that Locust of Conquest is our best choice right now. So here's what I'm thinking. You take Algiz, you pop it against this guy, see if you get a deal. We did not get a deal, which is what I was counting on here. So we take Crackjacks, go back, grab the Joker card, use the Joker card. Probably we can afford to take Black Powder. I'll tell you what, let's get us closer to Empty Vessel as well. High Priestess or Strength? Well, let's play until we get down to 30 cents now. Just see if we get like an Emperor card or something. Strength card. I mean, High Priestess is good enough. Two of Hearts is worthless. Strength card. 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents. Emperor. That's what we're looking for. But we got a Yara. So we're definitely going to roll the Yara instead and get the heck out of Dodge. That's good stuff. Uruka. Who's a hungry boy who's unaware that there's food outside of this room right now? Don't worry. I'll exit my office after this. He'll come with me. He'll realize that there's food. It's going to be a touching moment. A whole new world. The exact same dinner that I've eaten 10,000 times. There's another rhyme there, but I'm searching, dude. I'm like, there. Pork rinds and liver from grade D chicken as it's the delicious meal. Dehydrated pork byproducts, cold from the slaughterhouse and unlicensed abattoirs. A whole new lunch. You get the idea. What's old is new again, you know? You gotta have a good knowledge of Disney if you want to be making song parodies in 2017. Sadly, I don't. I mean, what do I know from Aladdin? There's definitely a whole new world. Make a man out of you. Under the Sea. Those are the 3 best songs from Aladdin, in my opinion. Under the Sea is really good. You know, when Aladdin and Iago go down into the bottom of the Cave of Wonders, and then they meet that crab, and he goes... That's my favorite, dude. Ringo Starr shows up and goes, "Hey, I was on Thomas the Tank Engine." Sinbad's there in his Shazam outfit. Just a great moment in the history of cinema. Okay, so I mean, I didn't want to stand there, but I chose to stand there because the fight was annoying me. We have Pyromaniac, so honestly, like, just blow yourself up. I'm not gonna go do Delirium right now. Have you seen this run? I mean, if only we'd kept some Spirit Arts, we could have Empty Vessel right now. But yeah, it's the wrong time to do Delirium. However, on the other hand, if it shows up later on the chest, like after we do the entire chest, I would probably do the Delirium portal. You don't need me to belabor my point about Delirium much more, I'm assuming. Basically, I resent the fact that it has variable ability to show up. I wish it was like the Hush fight. People don't resent you as much when you go, "Oh, I'm not going to go to the Hush fight," because, you know, it always shows up in the same spot. You know you're going to have another chance on the next run if you go fast enough. Like that time, we didn't even have to talk about it. We're like, of course we're not doing the Hush fight. Have you seen our HP? This time, you know, everyone's going to be like, why didn't you do the Void Floor? Well, it's fairly simple, in my opinion. I think the Void Floor would kick our ass, especially we'd be giving up, like, possibly like a dozen items to go to the Void Floor. We're giving up 8 right off the bat. Could really use invincibility. Like, we could use being on a half-heart interval, in case it's not obvious. We're in a great situation as far as, like, being able to get our HP back, but it would be better if we always had permanent Polaroid invincibility right after getting hit, so we could easily blow ourselves up with a bomb. However, the only way that I see to get around that right now, like, to will that situation into existence, is sadly to, you know, try to walk into a room or something like that. I mean, I guess we could do this. The idea behind this is, what do we got? Onsus. Worthless, however... Okay. Now, by doing that, this is actually... I'm glad I stopped to get indignant about it, because actually that totally allowed me to get to where I wanted to be here. I hate how the flippin' wall masters don't get affected by black powder. But look at that. Game plan. Working. Safety. Always off. Boss fight already. This is great news. So I don't think we want to jump in there. What the... Oh, you know what? It's guillotine. I keep saying, like, what hit me. The answer is actually remarkably obvious. It's always going to be a bullet or a beam, and then it's guillotine causing the problems. But we got a good, you know, permanent Polaroid invincibility set up here. Our damage is still... It actually, like, a few floors ago, I was like, we don't need to ask for damage. That would make me sound ungrateful. And now I'm like, we need to ask for fucking damage. This is kind of horrible. And even that is a little bit grandiose. But the run is lacking, man. It's lacking. We got the keys. That's important. And we got Yera, which is 4 extra items. But we'd really like these items to be solid. We need them to be solid, not just zany. Judas' Shadow is actually pretty good here. Okay, so we got some stuff I would consider pretty good. PhD heals us fully, which might be bad. Gives us infested, doesn't really help. Sad Onion is a huge help. 8-inch Nails is a huge help. Punching Bag is meaningless. Sissy Longlegs is okay. I don't even know what my reflection's gonna do for us, but we've taken it regardless. Judas' Shadow could be very important. And then you get, oh, King Baby, dude. Well, I mean, if we get a good card, this room's amazing, because we just got, like, at least 5 or 6 battery charges. So, like, a blank card Hierophant now just wins. So, maybe we should be thankful for the King Baby on this room. But we gotta be a little careful here. We might want to end our own lives if that happens and come back as Dark Judas. The tricky part is finding an actual way to end your own life when you can't hurt yourself with bombs. That's one way to do it, I suppose. So I don't really want to die on this room, but if we could die with like 1 enemy left or something. We don't want to do this room over again, so let's not do that on purpose at least. But if we die, would it be the worst thing in the world? Probably not. Again, Algiz, Dagaz, Hierophant, like there's lots of potentially big plays here. I mean, we should have healed up, but it's actually still fairly irrelevant. So Loki actually gets hurt by Black Powder, which makes no sense to me, but is still beautiful. So we'll, you know, throw down the chance for that to happen in the future. I mean, honestly, with 24 bombs, we're probably fine. Maybe we'd rather just not respawn as Dark Judas. I'm expecting some payouts here, by the way. We have... Yeah, I placed the bomb right next to him, but I can't get there. We have 4 luck, more or less. 3 luck, more or less. Oh, we don't want that, actually. Yeah, that's what we want. I mean, we're playing a little sloppy here, but with good reason, as strange as that might sound. You know, we're not dilly-dallying on these rooms. We're being very aggressive. What in the world did I allow to hit me that time? And the permanent Polaroid invincibility gives us a great ability to be aggressive without it being too dangerous. We don't even have the left hand, and that's how you repay me? It's a new era to be dodging bullets or dodging bombs because of the fact that they're gonna heal you for too much instead of because they'd hurt you at all. That was really bad. I mean, in the end, I have made a lot of mistakes on this run, and I'm a big enough man to admit that. Surely, you know, a couple of missed deal with the devil, or at least 1 missed deal with the devil for just being overly aggressive with guillotine. It's not unforgivable, but it is very, very suboptimal, and I blame myself for the relative predicament we find ourselves in here. The thing is, like, becoming Dark Judas is awesome. That's actually bullshit. Becoming Dark Judas is awesome, but we will lose out completely on our ability to heal ourselves with Pyromaniac, so we're really waiting on, like, a good card to show up or something. Anything along those lines. Dude, also 3.41 luck, and yet you can't find it in your heart to give me a single chest drop that isn't a red chest? How did we dodge that first one and then fuck it up at the end? Sick. Okay. Every time we get another bomb, it's very nice. We can do this all day. That's 5 extra bombs. That by itself might win us the game. Getting a lot of guillotine practice. But I'll be honest with you. Pyromaniac doesn't show up on this run, we got big problems. Luckily, Pyromaniac did show up on this run. 0.72 damage up is functionally not enough. I didn't hit myself. This guy's gonna have a hard time dealing damage to you, but disregard what I just said, because it makes me look like an idiot. Okay. Spider Babby. Actually totally fine. Yes, we are going to win, and we're not going to need to be Dark Judas, but this was a sloppy run. And not in, like, a good way. In an actually, like, we bad sort of way. At the same time, as bad as we are, we're also unkillable. It's a weird paradox. Seemingly. No delirium fight. Weird. Either way, we made it. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.